let's do some talking. Ex-workers of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority have been engaging in a 14-year battle with the management of that authority. Now, more than 3,000 of them were laid off in 2012, but only a few of them, 5 of them, could afford legal services in order for them to get their benefit. Now, we're told that the group, even though well paid, feels cheated in the exact amount they were paid. Now, they have petitioned Parliament, the Ministry of Employment, and the National Labour Commission for redress. But all this has not yielded any results. My guest in the studio will help us to understand exactly what the problem is and how we can deal with it. He is a former worker of the authority representing those workers who are aggrieved. Mr. Lord Insialai, good morning.
Good morning.
And thanks so much for joining us.
Yes, and thank you too for having me this morning.
Great. So let's start from here. You were paid, but you feel shortchanged?
Exactly so. And that before I start this submission, can you allow me to first say something that the president said? Okay. President Mahama. What President Mahama said was that corruption does not wear political face. It's institutional issue, and all of us must help fight it. I have pledged that anyone who brings up corruption issue to me, I will have it investigated. This was said by President Mahama. But going back a bit also, he said something which I believe, the President Mahama, said something which I believe is profound. He said corruption is a mass murder.
Right.
And it's serious. Corruption is really a mass murder, because I'm going to talk about an issue which has murdered well over 600 of my colleague, former workers of Ghana Port and Harbours Authority. Now, saying this, Mr. Bright, I will beg you again, before I start my full submission, that you allow me to quote something from the Bible.
Go ahead, that quickly,
so that I can seriously. I'm sorry. The Holy Bible, King James Version. Oh, come on.
Okay, so you say that about
first. Yeah, First Samuel.
Okay.
12. And this is what First Samuel 12 have to say about corruption. And Samuel said unto all Israel, Behold, I have hearkened unto your voice in all that ye said unto me, and have made a king over you. And now, behold, the king walketh old and grey-headed. And behold, my sons are with you, and I have walked before you from my childhood until this day. Behold, here I am, witness against me, the Lord, before the Lord, and before his anointed. Whose ox have I taken, or whose ass have I taken, or whom have I defrauded? Whom have I oppressed, or of whose hand have I received any bribe to blind mine eyes therewith, and I will restore it you. That is from 1 to 3. First Samuel 1 to 3. So I'm saying that corruption actually started not yesterday.
Okay, so why are you saying this?
Yeah, to support my submission that serious corruption has been committed against us at Ghana Port and Harbours Authority. In 2002, this is how the whole thing started. We were at the company working, and the management in January brought out this redundancy exercise, which they dubbed voluntary redundancy exercise. So seriously, some of us felt tired, because the job there at the harbour is not what one can just talk about. So
you decided to opt out?
Yes. So we the then staffs. That's how they categorize us. We the staffs we were 1,500, and the non-staffs also that decided to go were 4,195. So we all decided to go, and the company also accepted our write-offs towards that exercise. Yeah. June last month, 14 years ago, and then July, as we are sitting in 30th of July this month, will mark the 14th year since
that you opted out.
Yeah, since the exercise. Indeed, when we had, our pay slips, so we call it, or
for the redundancy package.
Yeah,
okay.
For the redundancy package, we saw that the company has seriously shortchanged us.
Right from day one.
Right from day one. And I have all the documentations here to prove. So we wrote to them with much respect that what they have done is wrong. And we know what they have done. Because I have a document here pointing to the fact that in 1989, same thing happened. And today as we speak, Bright, it will amaze you to note that since 1989, there is a case pending at the Tamak High Court Grade A right now.
Okay.
Concerning this same exercise.
So your checks were given to you,
yeah,
and you suspected that the figure on it,
yeah,
is not what you actually get. How did you know that?
Very well. It did not happen. It was from the coast, from Nigeria, Ghana, Cotonou, and then Ivory Coast. And what we heard in Nigeria was that Nigerians on the average had $24,000 and $28,000 respectively. So we saw that it is good. You can start a new life with such an amount. So why don't we go? So yeah, we opted for the company to have what they term as restructuring. I mean, ploning down the size of the workforce of the company, so that the company can go ahead and function.
So your suspicion was based on what Nigerians received?
Yeah, okay. Seriously, because it's the same restructuring exercise that the World Bank carried out in all our ports.
Okay.
And seriously, Bright, if Nigerians will get $24,000 and $28,000, then we deserve more than $30,000.
You deserve more than that. So,
because let me explain this point.
Okay.
In the whole world, there's no harbor in the whole world that does more tonnage than Tema.
Okay. Okay, wait. I don't even want us to go into the different work environment, but you went to court.
Yeah.
Based on that.
Yeah.
Tell me. So what happened? You went to court and won the case?
We won the case at Tema. Tema High Court Grade A. And this is the judgment by Justice E.K. Mensah.
Right.
I don't know if this judgment told the company in the face
to pay
us
the difference.
Yes.
Okay. This was in
2006.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then what happened thereafter?
The company went to appeal.
Right.
And this is before Justice Akamba, Justice Adom. To Justice Akamba and Kwe. And I want Ghanaians to listen to this carefully, because the corruption in this country is too much. It's killing us. According to Justice Akamba and Kwe, only one man, that's Clement Agbesi, should be paid. Only one.
Out of the 3,000?
Out of the 4,195.
Only one person is to be paid.
Only one person is to be paid.
The difference. The rest of you didn't merit it.
No, according to them, according to this judgment.
All right.
But thank God, the third judge, Justice E.A. Ado, dissented on this judgment. And this is how he put it in short, please, I beg you. This is what Justice Ado said in his final submission. It that the very first charge of a judge should be the and justice, not legalism, formalism, and technical perfectionism. What Lord Denning has described as costly nonsense. All I would dismiss by the defendants,
right,
and affirm the decision of the law.
So this is two against one.
2 against 1.
Okay.
So because it couldn't succeed, we went to the Supreme Court for further interpretation on the case.
Right.
And thank God, we had
a ruling in your favor.
In favor by
yes.
Justice S.A.B. Akufo, Justice Brobe, Ansa, Aninakwa, and the Siama, overwhelming. They all supported the ruling by Justice E.A. Ado. And I'm saying that we have justices in this country.
Okay, great.
Now,
from the Supreme Court.
From the Supreme Court, this judgment ordered the company to go and pay the 5 persons who led the case in suit. And it was so. The judgment depth is here. I'll show it to you later. And so the case was referred. The case was referred to It was referred to the Financial High Court, where Justice P. Bright Ansa ordered the company to go and pay. So that should be the finality of the case. It should have been the finality of the case.
And yet, what happened?
2009, in 2009, they went again to appeal. And before Justice Kusi Apia, P.K. Jaisayo, and K.A. Akwe, and me, excuse me to say, I don't know why these justices are still there. I don't know. It's serious. These justices, without doing due diligence on what the lawyer of the company has presented, they dismissed the case on what they call PNDC Law 160. PNDC Law 160, which I have here also. But this law stated clearly that if you had problem with the company and after 1 year you did not go to court, your case will be declared statute barred. Fine. But mind you, in this particular instance, we are former workers of the company, and that law does not punish us. That law, we are immune from that law.
Right. So after this, when it was dismissed, what happened?
We again went to the Supreme Court. And this is the most pathetic instance in the whole case by the Chief Justice herself. And let me state that I took the case upon myself to petition the Chief Justice on 5 occasions, of which I have all her correspondences here. Here are they. Here are they in colors.
You petitioned her by the ruling?
Yes, by the ruling that we are dying. And I stated clearly in my petition that over 600 of my people are dead. And that she should intervene and call these justices to order.
What happened after the petition to the Chief Justice?
Yeah, finally, she accepted to preside over the case. And it's wonderful. I'm saying this. It's wonderful that the Chief Justice decided to preside over such a case. And on the 15th December 2013, she was expected to give her ruling. But you know what happened, right? Before us, as she has empaneled her justices, is it 7 or so justices? She told us in the face, please, you have to forgive me and pardon us, because there is one justice on my panel who has sat on this case before. And I'm quoting the Chief Justice, and for justice to prevail in this case, I'm going to ask him to recuse himself. So before all of us, he called on Justice Akamba
to recuse himself.
To recuse himself.
And he did.
And he did.
And the ruling was made.
And no, the drum beaters are coming to your home. So they brought in the new justice, and she again appealed to us. She saw how we are in the chamber. Seriously, I got up and left the distance. Even the policemen wanted to stop me. I told them not to touch my shirt. They should allow me to go. Went out from the court. So she adjourned the case to 19th January. Yes, 19th January. 29th January.
2014.
2014. That's it. 29th January 2014. So look at the time frame. 15th December to 29 January
2014.
2014. So many things can happen.
All this time, your members, some of them you said, were perishing.
I'm telling you, it's a pathetic. You know, I want TV3 to take this as a challenge. Go to Ashama. I can tell you, if you see 10 mentally deranged people who have maybe lost their way in Ashama walking, 9 of them may be former workers of Ghana Port and Harbours Authority. I'm telling you this as a fact.
I see.
So many people have been ejected from their rooms because, you know, they are strangers. Luckily, I'm a Ghana. And that's what has kept me this way. You understand? But so many of them, they are out. They are out. Now,
did you get the ruling you wanted eventually?
No.
It didn't happen.
No. Listen to the Chief Justice. I beg you. And listen carefully to the Chief Justice. In her last submissions, one of them, let me quote from there. In the circumstances, in as much as the writ of summons in this case was issued on May 2008, well over the 12 months limitation period under Section 9(2) of the Port and Harbours Authority Act, the appellant action was statute barred. She also used the PNDC Law 160. The Court of Appeal, therefore, did not fall into any error when it so decided. Painfully, this appeal has to be dismissed, and same is hereby dismissed. I say painfully because it is not that appellant did not have a good case to pursue, but they have lost because their case was not handled with due diligence. In the case of Fodjo versus Law Chambers and Co., the court held that in undertaking their client's business, legal practitioners guarantee existing and due employment skill and diligence on their part. Quoting. Now, in the present case, why did counsel fail to amend the writ of summons in accordance with the order of the court after he had been granted leave to do so in the case of 365 plaintiffs he sought to ado? After the Agbesi case, when he issued the writ on behalf of the appellant's hearing, was he not mindful of the limitation period under the act, of which reason he should have resorted to negotiations rather than court action?
Okay.
This is the Chief Justice asking.
Okay.
And lastly, she said, regrettably, the Chief Justice, regrettably, the appellant who have been treated so unfairly by the respondent authority live here without their plight, rather worsened.
Okay, so the Chief Justice acknowledged that the issue, your grievances.
You are the Chief Justice of the Republic of Ghana, and I was a beneficiary of his free lecture, and I'm talking about Dr. Akwaji in 1987. What he said, he told us that in general legal practice, and I want any lawyer to, contest this. He said in general legal practice, you cannot hold the fault of a counsel against his client.
So when it happened, the workers petitioned. You left the court and petitioned other state institutions.
Oh yes, seriously, I have taken it on myself again to petition the President of the Republic. Last year and this year, I have petitioned Parliament, the Speaker, the 2 leaders, the Minister of Interior, and the Chief of Staff at the Flagstaff House.
What's the response?
Nothing.
You are yet to hear from them.
Nothing. And we are dying. And we are talking about corruption. President Mama have already said that corruption is a mass murder phenomenon. Now, President Kufuor also said corruption is as old as Adam, and it can be proven by the Bible. Go and read 1 Samuel 12. Ghanaians, I'm calling on you to read 1 Samuel 12. Corruption did not start today. It's an old lion that devours mankind. My brother, we have done everything that we could, but still, as it has been said, just wait. The right moment may come, because I would say that I'm even happy about this case, because if it has not dragged this way, I won't find my way to the World Bank. Because the World Bank, I was with Ishak Diwan, the former World Bank country director, and he told me that what I'm talking about is savagery.
So you still have hope that this will be resolved?
Seriously, no. I'm giving this case to TV3. Let's follow it up. Because the World Bank paid to the last dollar.
Everything to the company.
There was no local content.
And yet you suspect management decided to shortchange how much.
Yes, and we are talking about somebody here. Let me show you his face. That's him. His name is called Ben Owusu Mensah. That's him. This is the man who committed all these crimes. And he started committing these crimes not today. This paper I'm holding, this is Port News. We call it Port News. Every year we get it. Every year we get it. This is he. He was a consultant. And right, it will amaze you to know that this man had a consultancy called Benom, B-E-N-O-M, Ben consultancy. And it was this man who did the consultancy work for this particular exercise. And the document is here referring, it's serious, my brother. The document referred to the plight of the 1989. And I'm telling you, in that case, it's my uncle, Atapo, my uncle, the only survivor, a man standing today in that case. Mr. John, I'm talking about is the one who led them to court.
Let's move. The Chief Justice said she painfully regrets the fact that she has to dismiss the case. Even though she knew that
we have a good case. We have good case. She said it. I'm not saying it.
Yes, I'm just saying the ruling. Now you've gone to the presidency.
Yeah.
You don't seem to get
nothing.
What do you think should be done?
Yes, thank you very much. Right now, what I have detected, and I want Ghanaian lawyers to forgive me if they should come to our aid. If they should come, they shouldn't fear. This is not a case that we are creating. I know your time is limited, but I have printed it all. That you see, I have been to the African Union, the African Court on Human and People's Rights. They also, when they send their emissary to Ghana, you know what the company told them?
Right.
The company told them that GHPA is not parastatal, meaning it's not government-owned company, which is a lie. GHPA is fully owned by Ghana. This is it. Now, this is the World Bank. Where is it?
And the World Bank document supported that these workers would need to be paid all their entitlement.
They said for that that they don't have a right over it. They said they don't have right over our payments. This is what they said. Oh, maybe I have left, but it's on my mail.
All right.
It's on my mail, and I can print it at any time.
You have hopes of getting this resolved. Now you're talking about International Court of Justice.
Yeah.
Is that when perhaps you don't get the response you're expecting from the presidency?
Oh yes, and I want President Mahama to owe up to this. He did not
preside over it.
Yes, on this particular case, it has nothing to do with it. And I want understanding that this is corruption. It started in 2002. The players in it must be brought out. And one strong player as such is Yao Berima, former Minister for Employment.
Okay.
Eastern Regional Minister.
Right.
And yes.
So now all the ruling is clear about the fact that you are aggrieved. Now the next thing we know is that you're still waiting for the president to write. But this issue of the International Court of Justice, do you have the time frame within which you will resort to it if you don't get any response?
Come again.
I'm asking that you are now waiting for the presidency to act on this.
Oh, if that I'm not waiting for the president to act on this.
You're going to the International Court of Justice
because maybe the presidency might be overloaded with issues. So if we can take some from the presidency, I believe that will also work. You understand? So that we can expose corruption in this country. Right. I'm telling you, look, you see, during this thing, and I thank God that He opened my eye into this. Look, can you believe? 24, a policeman who has served over 20 years have to retire on 32 cedis as ex gratia. Doing this research into corruption, 32 cedis, and according to the sources, the man cried because what? End of service benefit has been frozen. Workers' end of service benefit has been frozen. You understand? Is this not corruption? Because somebody has worked for over 20 years and is going on retirement with 32 cedis as ex gratia.
I see.
You understand? So what I'm saying is that corruption, the mindset is wrong. We need to reorient ourselves seriously. If not that, corruption is destroying this country. Okay. I'm saying that over 600 of my colleague workers have died.
Okay.
Many of them whom I'm far older than.
All right.
You understand? They are dead.
All right. Mr. Lai, we're grateful for your time this morning. And of course, that's your issue to go to the court. You said straight away you're making an arrangement to go. That is where we'll leave this discussion on. But we're saying that we are unable to verify some of the names you mentioned in this whole issue as to whether indeed they were part
of paying utility bills. It's not easy. You understand? Some of your friends will come to you seriously. Look, one of our guys, do you know how he died? He said he's going to the other side to go and see his sister to get something to eat. When he went there, the sister was not there. So he was returning in Nashaman. He was returning and he saw there was a certain big tree in the way. So he said he would relax more there. When he went and sat down, that was his end. He was so hungry. You understand? We are hungry. We couldn't take care of our children. My grandchildren, they are my bigger problem today. And I know the others also are facing the same thing.
All right.
And one thing, right, that they are doing now to destroy us is that when some of our people go to Tema, then they will tell them, don't worry, you tell your people we are going to pay. It's not true.
Okay.
Seriously,
right.
it's not true.
We'll follow all that. Mr. Lordinsian Lai is a former worker of the Ghana Ports and Harvest Authority, and he is representing the aggrieved workers and asking that they be paid their entitlement. I'm grateful for your time. We'll follow this and get you more information.
But right, I want this to be captured. This is my pay slip.
Okay.
You see 24 million cedis.
That's what
I got. 2,400. That's what I got. And I'm saying that this money in 2002, I want you to ask how much was the salary of the chief executive.
Okay.
It was 45 million. In 2002, the chief executive officer of Ghana Port and Harvest Authority, Ben Owusu Mensah, take home pay is 45 million cedis. My entire emolument for the years I served was 24 million.
All right.
Yes. Okay. So it shouldn't be be content with what you have. No.
Okay. I'm grateful for your time this morning.
Thank you.